Floyd Mayweather's daughter has done the time for her crimes. But many are asking what happened to Lepatra Lashai Jacobs.
Kenya Moore to star in Fox's new hit series, Special Forces, World's Toughest Test. Not exactly sure who asked, but 50 Cent has answers when it comes to depression.
Vivica Fox teams up with SZA.
All that and more on this week's edition of Celebrity Digest Weekly.
Floyd Mayweather's daughter has done the time for her crimes. But many are asking what happened to Lepatra Lashai Jacobs, the victim of Floyd Mayweather's daughter. Shout out to EssentiallySports.com. A few years ago, news that put Floyd Mayweather in an uncomfortable situation was about her. That literally said her daughter, and I think they meant his daughter, Ayanna Mayweather. The former boxing champion's daughter was alleged of stabbing NBA YoungBoy's ex-girlfriend Lepatra Lashai Jacobs. Mayweather was later found guilty of stabbing Jacobs with a sharp object and sent to probation. After the incident, people started pointing fingers at Ayanna Mayweather, but how are NBA YoungBoy and Ayanna Mayweather and Lepatra Lashai Jacobs connected? Also, very few people know the reason and what happened that day to Jacobs, and very scant information is available on the internet. The relationship between all three is too complex to understand. Lepatra Lashai Jacobs was the ex-girlfriend of the rapper NBA YoungBoy. The couple previously lived together and also had a child together. On the other hand, NBA YoungBoy is a famous rapper from Louisiana. Later, the duo parted ways and NBA YoungBoy started living with Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Ayanna Yaya Mayweather. And the story moved further. In 2020, Lashai Jacobs was stabbed by Yaya at NBA YoungBoy's home. Earlier, Floyd Mayweather supported his daughter's boyfriend, NBA YoungBoy, and had a good relationship with him, but after the incident, everything became problematic. Even after Jacobs parted ways with YoungBoy, she was still at his Houston home. One day, Mayweather appeared at YoungBoy's Houston house, where she found Jacobs, which created a heated debate between the two. But the debate did not stop verbally, and it turned into a mayhem of sorts. Meanwhile, Mayweather stabbed her with a very sharp object, and that became the point of the story. Jacobs fell to the ground unconscious after she was repeatedly stabbed with a knife. Although the nasty incident didn't hurt Jacobs in mortal danger, it was enough to bring Mayweather to court. Ayanna Mayweather was later found guilty by Harris County Court in Houston on April 13th. She was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. The probation period was waived to 6 years. While Mayweather was brought to the law, there's no denying that the memory still haunts Jacobs, who is all well-known model, social media personality, and influencer.
Shout out to CapitalExtra.com and Vanguard.com.
And of course, after that, I was wondering who the current lucky girl was, and it looks like NBA YoungBoy has welcomed his 10th child in second with fiancée Jaslyn Michelle, and the Louisiana rapper revealed Wednesday on YouTube. On his YouTube channel, the Last Slimito artist shared a photo of himself feeding the swaddled infant, which we won't show on this channel, with the caption, "We got left today for a little bit at school." Earlier this month, video blogger Michelle revealed via YouTube that she and YoungBoy were expecting a baby boy.
Well, I'd say, YoungBoy, it's hard for any man to be 8 to 9 places at a time. So, good luck for all parties involved at 10.
In other news, Kenya Moore to star in Fox's new hit series, Special Forces, World's Toughest Test.
Kenya Moore admits Real Housewives of Atlanta more mentally draining than Special Forces. Kenya Moore opens up about filming The Real Housewives of Atlanta versus her new show, Special Forces, saying the Bravo series is more draining. Kenya Moore recently revealed that filming Bravo's The Real Housewives of Atlanta was more challenging for her than Fox's Special Forces, World's Toughest Test. Kenya is best known for her run as Miss USA 1993 and is one of the most vital cast members of ROA to date. She first appeared during ROA Season 5, which premiered in 2012. Her outspoken personality and bold demeanor landed her in the hot seat a few times. With cast members Portia Williams, Phaedra Parks, and Cynthia Bailey, Cynthia and Kenya would eventually work things out and later form a blessing friendship. Her feuds with Portia and Phaedra continued. Even though the latter two are no longer featured on ROA, Kenya remains in deep waters with the new cast members. Kenya is one of the 16 cast members competing on Special Forces, where they take on challenges led by an elite team of ex-Special Force operatives. When asked which is more challenging, Special Forces or ROA, the Real Housewives vet told The Root, mentally, definitely the Housewives, because it is so mentally draining. Kenya's answer is unsurprising, as she is knowingly labeled the show's villain. The reality star revealed her Real Housewives stars get on my nerves, and most of them create fights for no reason. She added, people making up stuff, just disingenuous interactions and motives and all that. And they're always gunning for me. Kenya is no novice to drama on reality TV. During ROA Season 6, she was physically attacked by Portia after a verbal argument. Since then, some of her ROA co-stars have claimed she provokes situations with her words, and sometimes props, which leads to the physicality. Shout out to ScreenRant.com. For fans of ROA familiar with Kenya's competitive spirit, her reasoning for doing Special Forces is no surprise. Kenya said in her interview, I love a good challenge, and I just saw how interesting it was, how it makes you so mentally tough, and it made you face your fears. And I had this huge fear of heights, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do it because I want to show my daughter how tough I am too. So I said yes. This new series is advertised as the world's toughest test, and Kenya seemingly approved that message. There was no luxury at all, she said. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, honestly to God. The hardest physically and mentally ever. And that airs on Fox on Wednesdays. Although Special Forces is the latest competition shown for Kenya, it's not her first. She was a celebrity contestant in Dancing with the Stars, Season 30, where she came in 10th place. She is the fourth ROA star to compete on Dancing with the Stars behind Nene Leakes, Kim Zolciak-Biermann, and Kim Fields, all of whom Kenya had extended fights with on ROA. Kenya also appeared in The Celebrity Apprentice Season 7, where she competed alongside stars such as Brandi Glanville, Kate Gosselin, and Vivica A. Fox. Kenya and Vivica had a rocky relationship on The Celebrity Apprentice, with Vivica accusing Kenya of stealing her phone to tweet damaging things about the actress. Kenya categorically denied those claims, and after their years-long feud, the pair moved on in 2022. ROA Season 15 is currently being filmed. Kenya will return alongside longtime Peach holder Sheree Whitfield and Kandi Burruss. Former housewife Cynthia announced recently that she would return to ROA in a limited capacity, giving fans a sense of familiarity and possibly continuing where the cast left off at the ROA Season 14 reunion. In that case, the Real Housewives of Atlanta viewers will likely see reignited feuds featuring Kenya versus Marlo Hampton and possibly newcomer and former Olympian Sonia Richard Ross. Fans hoping to see Kenya return to their television soon can rewatch The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 1 on Peacock. Special Forces World's Toughest Test airs Wednesday at 9 Eastern Standard Time on Fox. That sounds amazing. Kenya, you certainly are a battle winner and a battle finder, and it looks like you found the toughest yet. In other news,
Not exactly sure who asked, but 50 Cent has answers when it comes to depression.
50 Cent calls depression a luxury. Where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. Shout out to the NewYorkPost.com. Here's one club 50 Cent won't be found in anytime soon. I think depression is a luxury, the New York rapper born Curtis Jackson said on syndicated hip-hop radio show Big Boy's Neighborhood. Where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. For the 47-year-old candy shop MC who grew up in the tough South Jamaica section of Queens, it's a matter of survival. You gotta pay the bills, right? So you gotta go to work. He said, you gotta get up, go, do what you gotta do. You got people right now that's at work that don't feel like being there, but they got responsibilities. Indeed, taking mental health breaks for depression is unfathomable for Fitty, who once opined that sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain on his hit track, Many Men. When these guys get in a slump and they just decide they're not going to do anything, I'm like, where they do that at? He said, I think the things you go through make you who you are. The rapper, who became a hip-hop sensation 20 years ago with his 2003 debut Get Rich or Die Tryin', also revealed that he's working with producer Dr. Dre on a new album. The talented twosome, who appeared on last year's Super Bowl halftime show together, hooked up again after 50 Cent shared that he was planning on releasing new music in 2023. Dre has been part of 50 Cent's recording process going all the way back to the beginning of his career. I wanted to know about 50 Cent and Cuban Link. As you know, my last video reported their breakup. However, I thought I saw something on Instagram that may have alluded to her being at his birthday party. Not sure. So I wanted to see what the friends over at Lipstick Alley had to say. Though I wasn't able to find anything new, all the same things. It is now speculated that he broke up with her due to her possibly dating the game in the past. That's not what those posts indicated to me. I think, however, they are together. I think that the removal of his photos, well, I thought they were still together, and the removal of his photos was only to allow for people on the surface to think that they're not. It would be best for her law career, and that's about it. But now, looking at him pouring that drink by himself and being by himself, it seems a little more set in stone.
Well, Vivica, if you're listening, here's your second chance at love. And as for us here over at the CDW, you're literally up next. In other news, has this ever happened to you? And of course, followed by this. Oh, what about the time when you have to go somewhere, can't find the right thing, right piece of jewelry, the right dress? With everything going on, no one, and I mean no one, wants to deal with the hustle and bustle of the malls these days. And then here comes BHGate. BHGate offers a wide range of custom-made products, from jewelry to dresses, cell phones, earbuds even, all kinds of things. Cool shoes. All at low prices that cannot be beat. Using my link, you can get an additional 20 to 30% off. Next to nothing on your next purchase. Kiss the hustle and bustle of the mall goodbye and say hello to BHGate.com.
Vivica Fox teams up with SZA. Vivica A. Fox is back as Copperhead in SZA's Kill Bill music video. SZA is slicing through her enemies in a Kill Bill-inspired music video. Inspired by Quentin Tarantino's 2003 film of the same name, SZA's track Kill Bill reimagines the singer in the lead role of the vengeful bride played by Uma Thurman in the movie. The 4-minute, 35-second music video marks Vivica A. Fox's return to the character Copperhead, aka Vernita Green, who helps SZA's bride with marital arts training before turning on her in the film franchise. An anime sequence shows SZA ripping her cheating ex-boyfriend's heart out with a samurai blade as she sings, "I Just Killed My Ex," while threatening to kill his girlfriend next. SZA ends the music video nakedly suspended by a rope in her lair as the track Seek and Destroy begins to play. Music video Helmer Christian Breslar directs Kill Bill after previously collaborating on videos for Lizzo, Jack Harlow, John Legend, Lil Nas X, Doja Cat, The Weeknd, and Tory Lanez. The video is the latest accompaniment to SZA's new album, SOS. Shout out to IndieWire.com. The Kill Bill homage comes on the heels of Tarantino's tease of a third film installment. The Oscar winner shared in June 2021 that a trilogy could be set 20 years after the events of the sequel Kill Bill Volume 2. He'd love to cast Thurman's real-life daughter Maya Hawke as Bebe. I think it's just revisiting the characters 20 years later and just imagining the bride and her daughter Bebe having 20 years of peace, and then that peace is shattered, Tarantino said. and now the bride and Bebe are on the run, and just the idea of being able to cast Uma Thurman and cast her daughter Maya Hawke in the thing would be fucking exciting. Actress Fox's legacy as Copperhead would also mark the pivotal conflict of the film, with her own daughter setting out to avenge Copperhead's death by killing the bride. Fox previously pitched Zendaya for the role, but it seems like SZA may have just stolen the spotlight.